Hey everyone, Sam Riley, H1 Fencing, and welcome back to Can Haz Armory. This is a requested video, how to connect the wire to the socket. We'll do foil first. This is a German socket to start off with, not the kind you typically use. I don't have a French socket handy to show you, but they're basically the same as far as how to connect it. First thing I'm going to do is take an 8mm wrench and put it over the C side. That's the side without the insulators. I'm going to tighten it, make sure that it's nice and tight there. Yeah, it's a little loose. Okay. Then go on the B side, which has the insulators. Loosen that up, and then I'm going to unwind it a bit. Unwind the nut, and this wire, which is from the previous wire job, can get pulled out. Now notice one thing: it's going through the hole there. You don't have to use that hole. The hole is not necessary. So there's that. We're going to make sure the wire goes through this hole in the bracket. Like so. And then we're going to attach it. Now where to attach it to? You can go on top. I prefer to go on the bottom. Between the bottom insulator and the little washer, then the nut. I'm going to go between the nut. Between the washer and the plastic insulator with the wire. There we go. And maybe put a little bit of the insulation down there for strain relief. Finger tighten it so you can see where it's at. Goes right underneath it. And notice I only did a 3/4 wrap around. You don't have to go 18 million wraps around. You don't have to use all this wire, because if you do that, you tighten the nut, it compresses the wire, and it may cut itself, and you have a bare bit holding on. A 3/4 wrap is more than sufficient. Get that done. Take an 8mm wrench again on the nut there. Tighten it up. There it goes. By the way, you always wrap the wire in the direction of the tightening, so you always wrap it if you're looking from the top clockwise. So now it's on. Now I'm going to test the wire. I'm going to hook it in my test box, and I'm going to put it on AB circuit. You'll hear a buzz, a little high-pitched whine. That's indicating a closure of BC, which in epee is a fault. In foil is what I want. I'll push the tip down with my foot. You'll hear the buzzer go off. That means that the circuit is broken. The circuit is properly reestablished. That was to be audible since you can't see the meter. And now I can break this off so nothing's hanging off. I'm just going to widen it back and forth until it breaks right here. No wire hanging off, no chance of grounding. I'm going to take it, put it all the way down here. And this wire, wind bump that, sorry about that. Gravity still works. Now this wire is set so the groove is facing me. So the wire pulling straight back toward me. Take a little bit of tape. I'm taping it down, and that reason is so the wire lines up with the notch in the groove. Second one to keep it out of the way. There's that. Put the pad down. The grip. The pommel, Frenchie in this case. And as always, what I do is, it's a little snug. Make sure look under it. Make sure the nut is lined up with. Okay, sorry about that little interruption. I had a phone call come in. I'm taping this on my iPhone. I was saying that when the grip snugs up, I look under the pad, lift it, make sure that the wire is lined up with the notch. Then I crank it tight. It's already been tightened. One more check with the test box. Make sure that I didn't ground something. So here's that sound again. And push the tip. Works fine. If it had something grounding, the buzz would still go on. The circuit would not open up. So that's your connected foil socket. I'll find you an epee one now. Stand by. Okay, so we're back, and we're going to do the epee one now. And this also shows how to put one that's attached to a weapon. Here's a standard German socket. As most of them have, we have the receiving port, little washer, and the plastic insulating block. That's what's in here. For this one, we're going to use a pair of forceps, locking forceps that nice stay closed, and my screwdriver. So these have already been pulled up as far as being unwound. I'm going to take the forceps, grab the very end of the wire. Same as the foil one, get it under the washer, 3/4 wrap, and then here's something about epee. Number one, you can use the mouse hole if you wish to. That's changed from earlier thing. I choose not to. I go behind the block. But also, the wire should not wrap around to the front. Right now, the wire comes into the block right back here between the guard and the socket. It cannot wrap around to the front. The reason being, keep your fingers away from it, so you don't mess with the wires. Because as Derek Cotton once said, epee is the easiest one to cheat in. Reach your hand in there, pull the wire off, invalidate a touch because the wire was broken. There you go. Now again, I'm not going to break this off just yet because I want to make sure I didn't ground anything. You're not going to hear the beep this time because it's an AB circuit and the beep is on the BC side. Oop. And we have a problem here. I caught some excess wire under the nut, under the wrong nut rather. Easy fix. Yeah, now it's fixed. Okay. So put this in. Go a meter. Push tip. We have a reaction. And no grounding on BC or AC. Excellent. Pull that out. And then we're going to break off the excess wire just like in foil. That's gone. Even more important here because if the wire touches the bracket, it's much more like you touch the bracket and short out. I'm going to pull these wires down so they don't stick way up above the surface of the socket, so out of the way of the fingers. And there we go. That's back in place. Note about tape in the guard. To reiterate what I said in an earlier video. Tape over the wires to hold the wires in place in epee is illegal if the tape is opaque. No masking tape, no tip tape, no duct tape. Clear tape is fine. Why? Because the rules say the ref has to lift the pad and visually see the wires in two separate sheets. So clear tape is fine. Good luck getting your ref to understand that. Sometimes they don't. Opaque tape is not. I rarely see tape on the guards regardless, because people want to avoid that rule. And that's how you connect the wires. Happy armoring.